Hello, group piano teachers. It's Thursday, 1 o'clock in Texas, and we are ready to talk a little bit more about group piano. And we're getting closer and closer to the webinar date. So this week, which is a week before, and then next week, we'll have little tidbits we want to share with you about our webinar. Hello, Mindy.
Hi, everyone. Happy to be here.
Awesome. So, Mindy, what do you want to tell us today?
What do I want to tell you? Well, we promised you on email this week that we were going to pull back the curtain a little bit and take a sneak peek at one of the parts of the webinar. And the part we're going to pull the cover back on a little bit is the ensemble that we're going to be talking about with all of you wonderful group teachers.
Yep.
And yeah, did you want me to say more than that?
Well, no. What I'd like to ask the teachers that are watching now or later, or even when we put this on our podcast, think about if you're just listening, but if you're watching and you have a way to comment, you can tell us what is your favorite type of ensemble piece to teach. Because Piano Pyramid is not the only type of ensembles. Piano Pyramid is unique in that we have 5 different parts to it of different levels. But there are many, there's trios, there's quartets, there's some that are duets, teacher and student. So one's difficult, one's, so, teachers comment and tell us which is your favorite. But what I want to emphasize is that what Mindy and I think makes an amazing multi-level ensemble is that each part can be played as a solo. So when I was creating Piano Pyramid, I wanted to make sure that I could do this. And of course, our prep pianists are very beginners. Their pieces, we know what primer piano pieces sound like. They have 2 notes or 3 notes. They don't do a lot. Well, that's exactly what happens in Piano Pyramid. But as they begin to read the notes and play hands together, then the melodies can be similar to the original. What were you going to say, Mindy?
Well, I was going to say, with the exception of when it's something that we taught by rote and it's a piece that everybody wants to play. So like, we won't just give prep pianists 2 notes to play for Elise. No, they get to learn the first 9 notes of Elise just like everybody else. And so it kind of scratches the itch.
Yeah.
And kind of keeps them motivated to keep learning so that they can play more.
Yeah, that's important. Maybe they can't play all of it, but those little tidbits that make it that song are important for them to be able to play. And that way everyone feels successful when they're playing. They feel like they are part of the group. And then they play solo, so at home they're going to sound good by themselves. They are successful. They've been able to play this piece, but when they come to class, now we're all playing together different levels and it still sounds good. So those are the types of things that we're looking for an excellent multi-level ensemble piece.
To that too, Dorla. I guess I just have more to say than I thought. I think the other thing too about making the students feel successful is to make sure that you've leveled them correctly so that if they didn't get any practice in that during the week, they can still participate during class.
Yep.
So like, you need to have them at the correct level for them where it is easy to figure out. They can do that with independence and still be successful.
Yep. Very important, very important. So how do you manage the different levels in a class, Mindy?
Well, I use the Piano Pyramid way, Dorla, is to say that I will introduce the piece to the whole entire class. In some of my classes, I do have all 5 levels, and most of my classes, I just have 1 or 2 levels. But I don't have any classes where it's just 1 level. So I will introduce the piece by having them listen to it while they number their measures. And then I will work with the newest pianists first and have them come up to my piano. I will show them how they need to get their hands in and what parts they need to be aware of, and teaching points that would be specific to them. And then I will go check in with the other people that who have been sight reading with their headphones on, and just touch bases and say, how are you doing? And everyone's always like, oh, good, good. And I'm like, okay, well, have you gotten to this part? Because you're going to want to isolate this in your practice. Can I show you a trick that will help you be more successful with fingering, or, whatever it is. So I still can deal with each level one-on-one, but I don't have to spend as much time as if I was teaching a mini private lesson, because I can just address everybody at that same level at the same time.
Right, right. Very good, very good. So we'll talk more about this during the webinar, and the teachers will be able to, we're going to work together to make that lesson plan and go through all the different parts so that a multi-level class can work together. And so today's episode, this live, is called Behind the Music, because we want to share with you which is the music that we're going to give away. Everybody that is in attendance to the webinar will be able to download the music. And then if you are only catching the replay, we will send you a 50% off coupon so you can buy it. And I don't know, Mindy, are you going to do that for 24 hours or more?
Oh, I hadn't thought that part through yet.
Okay. We want you to get it right away. It won't be on sale for forever.
Yeah.
But that piece that we've made an arrangement of is Vivaldi's Summer, the third movement. It is fast and furious and so fun. I think the kids are really, really, really going to enjoy it.
Oh, I know they are. I am so excited to use it in my studio
Mhm.
because they love the fast and the furious and the loud.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's been like 2 years since we did Volcanoes, and I still have people talking about that.
Really?
Yeah, they loved it.
Yeah, it's loud and big and heavy. They like that.
Yeah.
Well, Summer is not, it's big, but it's not as heavy.
Right.
But it goes fast and it is loud. And it's going to fit in on their fingers so well. So teachers, you're going to have a great time teaching this one. So once they download the music, Mindy, what else do they need to have during the webinar?
Sure. Oh yeah. So during the webinar, so we're happy that you're going to be able to join us. Yay. Sign up if you haven't yet. We'd like you to make sure you have a pencil handy, because we will be writing on that music. If you are more of the digital persuasion, then have your pencil charged so that you can make notes as we go through it. We want you to bring your handy dandy group piano teacher toolkit with you. All of the tips and tricks that you have amassed during all of your time teaching that we could draw on to supplement teaching of this piece. And we'll be able to benefit from each other's ideas,
Yes.
which is the most exciting part, I think.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. There's another question that we should ask the audience. And those of you that are on now could answer right away. And even if you listen later, what is your biggest challenge when teaching a new piece in group lesson? And I have received many, 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 many questions about this, like, how do you do it? My answer is always the same, but we'd like to know what is stopping you from using a multi-level ensemble for your group lesson?
Yeah, drop it in the comments, because the chances are somebody else has already had that
Yeah,
same challenge too, and you know they
very,
can help as well.
very true. Very true. So I don't know, Mindy, I'm excited about the webinar next week, February 7, 1 o'clock
Central.
Central Time. And we'll be together for an hour, 60 minutes. We are very mindful of your time, so everything's going to go chop, chop, chop.
Yep.
Is there anything else you want to tell us about the webinar, since we are, giving a sneak peek?
No, I mean, I think everyone should be super excited about the ensemble. It's going to be a lot of fun to teach, and so that, I mean, the music, and then being able to brainstorm with other group teachers is what I'm looking forward to the most.
Right,
So, but
right. Because,
go ahead.
no, I was just going to say, I know that when I make my lesson plan, I stay in a certain structure, finding these elements that I want to teach, but other teachers always have great ideas that I can incorporate. So that's what we're going to be doing for the different levels, and then sharing that. And we have a lesson plan template for you that you can fill in and save those ideas for when you are ready to teach
Yeah,
Summer Storm.
love it. But Dorla, you mentioned questions. We have had questions come in from different people registering for the webinar about just specifics about how the webinar is going to work. So one of the questions is, how many different levels can this method handle in one group? And this is up to 5 different levels. So starting from brand new beginners who have never seen it, or they've seen a piano, have never touched a piano, never had a formal lesson, all the way to early intermediate players. So something for everyone.
Yes, yes. Another question is, does this work for online group lessons? And I always say yes, because we all did it in 2020. There are certain things that you have to adapt.
Yeah.
And when you come to the webinar, I mean, what we're going to do together is exactly what I do in group lessons. But there's a lot of modifications. And that's one reason I don't teach group lessons online anymore, because I don't want to spend that extra time. But there are many teachers that love teaching online. And if you are okay with getting all those things together and making, you have great internet. I live in the country. There's no great internet here. So, yeah, it can be done. It can be done.
What age groups are these strategies designed for? That's another great question. A lot. So these particular strategies that we're going to be talking about in the webinar are best suited for ages 8 through 14.
Right.
And I'm going to say and up, because I have used these same strategies very successfully with my adult students as well.
Yes.
So 8
and up. Yes, 8 and up. Yeah, it works really, really well with adult students. And our music doesn't have, it's all black and white. It doesn't have the pretty colors that sometimes we like to have for children. But it keeps the distraction to a minimum. And also, when we can use the same music for adults, it looks like just real sheet music. And so it doesn't matter if they're playing prep pianist
right.
that has the names of the notes. It still looks like, I'm doing something serious here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all the questions that I remember having.
Yeah.
And what do we want everybody to remember to do this week?
Sign up, please sign up to join us for this webinar. The link will be below, and you can click on that to sign up and save a seat for yourself. We're really excited about this opportunity, and we're really excited about the numbers of teachers who are already signed up and excited to join us. This is going to be fantastic.
And there's a lot of new teachers also, names I do not recognize. So it'd be awesome to meet new faces and share how simply you can teach multi-level group piano.
Yep.
Yeah. All righty. That's it for today. I think our 15 minutes are up.
Okay.
Thank you everyone for watching and listening, and I'll see you in a
Okay.
minute.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.